For the first time in 100 years, the CFTC has now made it legal to trade the election markets. So a company named Kalshi, which does event-based contract trading, has gone through a lot of work and a lot of court precedents and all of that sort of thing in order to get this officially to be the first legal option to be able to trade the election markets. Now, obviously, we're going to take a peek in a second, but they have a ton of different events that you can trade on their website, whether it's weather, which I've done historically on this channel, or whether or not you think rates are going to raise, things like that. Now we can actually trade the election, which is super cool. Overall, very excited to see that this is now a 100% legal option that the CFTC has signed off on with the federal government, and we can now trade based on who we think is going to win the election. So let's go ahead and dive into the actual platform itself. So when you get onto Kalshi, this is the homepage. Right at the very top, you're going to see who will win the presidential election. They also have all of their different markets up here. You can see the elections, economics like interest rate, inflation, how high do you think it's going to come in at, how hot do you think it's going to come in at, different culture like Taylor Swift, and different financials. Like if we click on Taylor Swift, it's will she be the top Spotify artist this year, right? And you can say yes or no. You can also do things like weather, like I had mentioned. So when we go to the election, 2024 election forecast. So we have Trump and Harris obviously being the two nominees right now. And then we have the three big undecided areas. So we can see who has momentum, right? They have all of the different things that you can kind of see just data on, based on how people are actually putting their money kind of where their mouth is. So let's go ahead and dive into the actual market itself. If I wanted to, I can click on this. Who will win the presidential election? So the way that event contracts work is each contract is worth $1 when it expires in the money, essentially. So from trading terms, if this trade hits, right, you are guaranteed an outcome of either $1 or $0, essentially. If the trade doesn't go your way and you don't, guess correctly on the outcome, it's going to be $0 unless you were to get out of your trade by, someone potentially buying the other side of your thing just through a sell order. And if you let this contract expire, meaning like if I was to buy Donald Trump to win and after the election, I didn't do anything, I didn't sell it or anything like that, I just let it expire and he did win, each of the contracts that I buy is worth $1. If I think that Donald Trump is going to win, like RFK, for instance, odds of him winning are very, very small, right? Almost non-existent. And the money markets actually show that, right? You can't even really buy a no because it's so set in stone. No one's willing to sell that. So if I think Donald Trump's going to win, right now he's at 59%. Kamala Harris is at 42 cents, right? 59 cents, 42 cents. So if I was to, for instance, think that Harris was going to win, let's do it in contracts. 100 contracts, right? 100 contracts times 42 cents is $42. And if the payout happens, meaning if Kamala actually wins, then I'll get 100 contracts at $100 because it's $1 a piece, like I was saying, which is a profit of $58. Now, if I think Trump is going to win at 59 cents and I do 100 contracts, right? I'm paying $59 because each contract is times the 59 cents. Each contract's worth 59 cents right now. And if it works out and he wins, then I get $1 per contract. So I net $41. And again, if this doesn't happen and I'm not able to get out, that money just goes to zero. But let's say I want Trump to win and I do 1,000 contracts. I'm looking to make $400 on this trade, right? And I say, yes, I'm going to buy this because I think Trump is going to win. And I'm going to go with the majority here, right? The majority as of right now thinks that Trump is going to win. So I'll do 1,000 contracts at $400 per view. And my total potential profit here is $410. And I'm risking $590 to win $410. So let's go ahead and acknowledge and accept that. And done. Cool. So now I own 1,000 contracts. Now, if I want to sell those 1,000 contracts that I own, you can just click on the sell option up here. And now if I was to sell it, it would be selling at 58 cents because the sell is at 58, the buy is at 59. I'd be losing $10 on this trade, right? But you can get out of this trade before the market actually closes for it, meaning before the event is officially done, you can get out of it. Think of it almost like a real-time poll. It's pretty cool to see kind of where people are putting their money because they're making usually pretty smart, educated decisions based on that. The big money is, right? Because if it was to get super skewed, someone is going to profit a lot of money on that spread of how skewed it actually is, which is another cool feature. And the dollar value going into this is actually pretty cool. Right now, there's $56 million worth of volume in this election market. And it'll be interesting to see as we get closer to the actual end of the election, how much money gets tossed around in here. It'll be fascinating to see. Potentially as well as the election ends, these spreads could end up getting bigger and bigger, potentially even as we start seeing some early voting or anything like that actually start playing out. Or, terrible press, for instance, or something like that. So it'll be really interesting to see. If you're wanting to get started with Kalshi, it'll be linked down below in the description as well as the pinned comment. Obviously, trading is inherently dangerous. This is a fun way to be able to trade kind of a massive event in our life and a lot of other events as well. I do also look at Kalshi with rates and rate decisions and all of that because it often is accurate. People who are a lot smarter than me are putting money into this, betting on it to end up a certain way, which it often does. So yeah, if you're interested in using Kalshi, it's linked down below. Get after it, and I hope your candidate wins.